Hello, in this video we are going to discuss how to find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial and how to verify the relationship between the zeros and its coefficients. Now, for a quadratic polynomial, we know because the degree is 2, there can be only 2 zeros, and so what we do is we consider the zeros to be alpha and beta. So in the case of quadratic polynomials, if alpha and beta are zeros, then alpha plus beta should be, let me first write down the standard equation. It is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, or say we'll just put it up as this, px equal to, and so alpha plus beta is minus b by a and alpha beta is c by a. Whereas in the case of cubic polynomials, you have px, which is equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx and plus d. Now because it's a cubic polynomial, we need to have 3 zeros, and so let those zeros be alpha, beta and gamma. So the sum of the roots, that is alpha plus beta plus gamma, it is minus b by a. Now the product of two roots taken at a time, and if you add all of them, we say the sum of the product of two roots taken at a time. So we write it as alpha beta plus beta gamma plus alpha gamma, and that is equal to c by a, and the product of roots alpha, beta and gamma is minus d by a. Now, talking about the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10, what do we do is we start by taking px is equal to x square plus 7x plus 10. Now we need to factorize this. So to factor this, we need to break up 7x into two parts, which add to give 7 and which multiply to give 10, and the numbers are 2 and 5. So we shall get the factors of this as x plus 2 into x plus 5. Now in order to find the zeros, we put each factor equal to 0. So if I put x in x plus 2 equal to 0, we get x is equal to minus 2. And so we shall write alpha is equal to minus 2, and in a similar way beta is equal to minus 5. Now to verify the relationship, first we add alpha and beta. So minus 2 plus minus 5 gives it minus 7, and alpha into beta is minus 2 into minus 5, which is equal to 10. Now we also find out minus b by a. Now we know a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, so we get minus 7 over 1, that is equal to minus 7, and c by a is 10 over 1, that is equal to 10. And so we can see that alpha plus beta, which is minus 7, is also equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta is c by a, and then we write hence verified. Now talking about the next couple of questions. Now remember one thing, there can always be a question where the person may try to confuse you. Now there are two types of questions. One in which the sum and the product of the zeros are given, and the second type where the zeros are given. So we need to be a bit more careful when we are doing such questions. Now in the first one, it's given that the sum and the product of zeros are already given. So what do? We will first add them. So we will take alpha plus beta, which is given as negative 3, and alpha beta as 2. Now both of them have the same denominators. Now if in case they do not have the same denominator, we need to make the denominators equal by multiplying up and down by the same number. Now over here we also know that alpha plus beta is minus b by a and alpha beta is c by a. So if we compare them, we get a is equal to 1, b is equal to 3, and c is equal to 2, and therefore the quadratic polynomial will be ax square plus bx plus c, and so your final answer will be x square plus 3x plus 2. That is the quadratic polynomial. Now, whereas in the second case, the next question, they are the zeros given. So we shall start by naming them as alpha, which is -3, and beta, which is 2. So now we will first find out alpha plus beta. So -3 plus 2 gives you -1, and alpha beta, which is -3 into 2, that's -6. Now we shall compare it with -b by a and c by a. So we analyze that a is 1 in both the cases because the denominators are 1, b is equal to 1, and c is equal to -6. So the polynomial will be bx, which is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, and that is x square plus x minus 6, and that is your answer. So you need to be careful about the question, what exactly is given in the question. You need to analyze it first and then approach with the question.